Well, how you doing? Those jams just keep on rolling with Mr. DJ. Let's go to Billboard's Hot 100, September 25th, 1971. And at number 79, up three from 82, Military Madness by Graham Nash. Graham Nash formerly, well, he was still with Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, but he did this solo thing, released an album called Songs for Beginners, Songs for Beginners in 1971. Gosh, doggone. Let's just go back a little bit to the beginning, formerly with the Hollies. He sang on one. He sang on Just One Look, early record by the Hollies. It was hit in England in 1964, and he sang some of the bridges. God, sang the scintillating bridge in one of the Hollies records, "Pay You Back with Interest," going back to the spring and summer of 1967. One of the Hollies just the vocal soared. It was just inspiring. Just yes, sounded great. Those scintillating, shimmering pop tracks. Look through any window, yeah. What do you see? And gosh, dog, I'm trying to think of that song they did in the spring of '66. Well, there was Bus Stop in the summer of '66. That was their first big American hit. That was the song that introduced them to America big time. But I can't hold on or something like that in the spring of '66. It was done by somebody else before them. But anyway, just getting really excited. Just bear with me. This is going to be kind of a stream of consciousness video. Graham Nash. Graham Nash toured with the Hollies. They did an American tour in 1966. Graham Nash, along with Alan Clark, singing lead on songs like Carrie Ann. Well, during this American tour, they met Stephen Stills and David Crosby, but just kind of on a lighter side, not maybe hello, how you doing, something like that. And then later on, Mama Cass, who was a friend of Graham Nash, formally introduced Graham Nash to David Crosby at Laurel Canyon in Los Angeles, near Los Angeles. And that's where Graham Nash moved to, made his home at Laurel Canyon, became a member of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, wrote Our House is a Very Fine House. He wrote that. Marrakesh Express, he wrote that in the summer of 1969, although rumor has it that he actually wrote that song when he was with the Hollies. He had the Hollies the intent of the Hollies doing that song, but it was the Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young that did Marrakesh Express and 1969, and then the album Songs for Beginners. I flipped over Chicago. Remember Chicago by Graham Nash? We're talking late spring, summer of 1971, 1230 WTBC here in Tuscaloosa. They were all over that record. And hopefully the top 40 station that you was listening to at that time was all over that record as well. Chicago dealt with the riots at the Democratic National Convention in 1968, and it dealt with the trial of the Chicago Eight. The Chicago Eight, which included Abby Hoffman and what was that other guy's name? Jerry Rubin. Jerry Rubin. They were just, wow, they were way out there back in the late 60s. Definitely not middle America in the late 60s, but they were charged with inciting a riot by the federal government, a conspiracy to incite a riot in Chicago. It was those two guys and six others that were on trial, and there's a lyric that goes, let me get that lyric up for you real quick. Got it up on Wikipedia. Or I thought I did. I think I screwed up, folks. Wait a minute. Here we go. Here's the lyrics. So your brother's bound and gagged, and they've chained him to a chair. That refers to Bobby Seale. He was a co-founder of the Black Panthers, and he when he was on trial as a defendant, he did all these outbursts. He just repeated outbursts and they just said, let's just bound this guy up, and they gagged him. Bobby Seale. And there's another line. I love this line. This is a great line. Of all the group members in Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, could be argued that Graham Nash was the more political. He certainly became more political in the late 60s, early 70s. But there's a line that goes, quote unquote, won't you please come to Chicago just to sing? And this part of the song, he's saying to his bandmates, he's communicating with his bandmates. He's saying to Stephen Stills and Neil Young, Come, let's come to Chicago. Let's sing. Let's do this benefit for the Chicago 8. Come with me. Let's do this show. All of us together. And harmony, unity. It's the counterculture, baby. I got off topic. Another, you might remember, oh God, another scintillating classic by Graham Nash. Remember Immigration, was it The Immigration Man, I believe, summer of 72. And there was the war song that he did with Neil Young, also summer 1972. Well, anyway, let's get this record right here. By the way, Chicago got as high as number 35, and that's it. He got. Now, here's the deal about Graham Nash, real quick. He became an American citizen in 1978. This guy, I think he loved America. America became part of his blood, as was England. He had a dual citizenship in both England and America. And in 2010, for charity work, for music work, Graham Nash got one of the most prestigious awards that you can get in England. He was awarded the OBE. That's Officer of the Order of the British Empire. Not bad for a hip rock star back in the day, huh? My goodness. That's a big award to get in England. Believe me, that is very big. Well, anyway, let's go back to this song, Military Madness, which is probably more of a generic war record as opposed to being an anti-Vietnam war song, although it could be interpreted as that. But let's go to Billboard's Hot 100. As a matter of fact, to be quite frank with you, I spent too much time on this record. But it's at number 79, week of September 25th, 1971. It peaked at 73. It was on Billboard's Hot 100 for 6 weeks. Military Madness by Graham Nash.